All right. All right. What's up, y'all? We appreciate y'all for checking in with the G Spot podcast tonight. Today I got a couple news in the building with me tonight. I got my girl Candace in the building. Hey, let me first and foremost, let me say this, man. She got me this unicorn candy, 850. What you said this called? It's a Texas tea, man. Y'all definitely need to hit her up. Tell them where they can find you at.
All social media, same tag, Unicorn Candy 850.
Hey, y'all heard that unicorn K50. She's on Facebook and she's on Instagram, man. But the drink is actually really good. Then we got her brother with us tonight. We got Jaylen Fortune in the building with us. He's gonna tell us a little bit of his story. How was y'all day? How was your day? What's up? We appreciate y'all for getting with the G Spot.
I and you know, work
Yeah,
ready to get off. That was about it.
yeah, understood. What about you, bro? Yeah, yeah, man. It's they have seemed to be like pretty confusing. I don't know what they'd be for real, for real.
January been like a long month,
Yeah,
but it's like the end of last year went by so fast. But like January, I feel like we've been in January a minute.
I think the whole year went by fast.
Yeah, last year. It needed to. It needed.
You think this year gonna be better?
I sure hope so. I sure for real. Like it's definitely gonna be better than last year.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to. We gonna pray that it be better. Yeah, that make me hot as hell. But we definitely gonna pray that it be better because it seems like we get a little crazy and crazy. It's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Talk about it.
I'm really happy at the fact that the Supreme Court ruled against this whole thing with mandating vaccination for employees.
Yeah.
I'm not nobody who's been vaccinated. You know, 'cause a lot of people think like, yeah, I got one shot, and when they said we're gonna temporarily put a hold on it, but they gave us like a month to get the shot to be fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Well, to get the first shot at least. Then it was like, well, January 16th, if you don't be fully vaccinated, then they gonna put you on leave for like 14 days, and if you don't get vaccinated by then basically you got that job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, really,
Because a lot of people not with the vaccination, so it's like you losing so many people, and it's also at a time where people really not trying to work for it because they got their own businesses and hustles going on and all that. So.
yeah, and I feel like it was a pastor on my job made a comment that God did not give man domain over another man's body. And I agree with that. Like nobody should be forced to be vaccinated when we've seen a lot of people don't have positive reactions to the vaccination.
Right.
One, two, there are it seems like a new variant come out every 2-3 months. Then you have to get another shot
and a booster in between.
And a booster, yeah. And then people be sick as hell off of getting boosters, vaccination. My mom got the vaccine when she got her second shot. She been having hot flashes ever since then.
My mama was sick when she got the second one too.
Yeah. So I mean, but I feel like everybody do what you gotta do. One thing I have noticed about the vaccine that it has divided families.
Absolutely.
That's
don't tell no old person she ain't vaccinated. You can't come to the house.
Which is crazy, man, because people are getting COVID with the vaccine. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. Really, is how I feel about it. So I do know people who felt like they had to get the vaccine because their parents felt like you can't come over if you don't get it. And it just, to me, it shows another mark in history. Because like right now, what we're going through is basically like our own biblical period, right? So 100 years, we're gonna be talking about this, and we'll be fucking, I don't know where we're gonna be somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Not worrying about a fucking vaccine, I hope. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's crazy to me how I'm gonna make some people mad, but it's my shit. You know, a lot of people feel like when it comes to black people, a lot of black people are very gullible. I wouldn't trust nothing that the government gave us for free. You know what I'm saying?
or that the government is paying you.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't trust it, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't get it because for the people that there are people who had to get it because they had to work. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. Like your livelihood is at stake. You gotta do what you gotta do to remember that it's fed. But I feel like just do your research. I know sometimes a lot of people. I am one of those conscious people on Facebook that you see me posting a lot of conscious shit. I know a lot of people on Facebook they feel some type of way about woke individual. Um, even if a person is wrong, I would commend you for going to do the research yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Always go get the knowledge.
always get the knowledge, man. You know, and because people perish from the lack of knowledge, and a lot of people now they do that. You know.
Oh, yeah, because Twitter and TikTok said it's accurate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We live in a. That's where this whole metaverse thing from. We live in that period, now that era. Yeah.
Yeah. They
lost. But that's just the times now. Whatever. But fortunately, like I said, I hope everybody was having a good night tonight. Like I said, we got Jaylen Fortune. I don't know if y'all can kind of see him right now. He is here in Pensacola for the Catholic High School. Right. Yeah. So let me ask you that first. Okay. How was it going to Catholic? Because when I was in school, right, we heard that the unmelanated individuals were like on drugs real heavy. I don't know if it's true or not. I ain't talking about no weed.
I ain't personally seen. Cali was alright. It was a learning experience for me. Like it made me more disciplined with my classwork. When we worked, they gave me a lot. They gave a whole bunch of homework every night. It was crazy. And I transferred from a scan, so it was different for me. So, but once I got the hang of it, it was a blessing.
So was it a big difference from you going to Escambia High School at Catholic?
Like schoolwork wise, yeah, and then it was more strict. Like it was Escambia, of course, was way more laid back.
Yeah.
Like I had way more fun at Escambia, but Catholic, I really enjoyed my time there because they taught me how to be disciplined and how to get your work done. And it prepared me for college. When I got to college, when they get work on here, I was really used to.
Yeah.
Tell him the anomaly. This man graduated a year early with a degree and never produced a college book.
Really?
I don't know how he did it. He never produced the book.
I had to purchase online access schools, but as far as books, never stayed away from those. Like my freshman year, I went to the bookstore, purchased some books, and I seen the senior there. He was like, I had a stack of books in my hand. This was my first year. I bought books. He was like, "Dang, little brother, like you going to the bookstore? You got some books?" I'm like, "Yeah, what, you ain't get none?" He like, "Nah, I don't know about no books." He like, somebody in the class. I'm like, "Yeah, you right. You're all right." That's about it.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a way to save some money.
Like, hey,
It's a way to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
just send me the pages. Just send me the
Written
pages.
books and everything. Books expensive.
Books are expensive.
And you gotta give them that, or you
It's a
gotta
scam.
sell them like.
It's
Definitely.
definitely.
And I'm gonna say this too. Let me put disclaimers out there. Let me see. I am a firm in expanding your education as much as you can, but I do think, especially when it comes to America, the education system is a big ass scam.
It is. It's number 2
Yes.
under pharmaceuticals. Did you know that?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's number 2, and I found that this year. I knew, like, you know, of course, you see student loan conversations and all that stuff. So I knew, like, it was a business, but I'm like, under pharmaceuticals, like, that's insane.
Yeah, but we knew the pharmaceutical business was, especially when you get older and we keep having. I mean, think about how long people have been going to breast cancer walks and donating money. Y'all still haven't found the cure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know
No,
that's
for real.
some BS.
Yeah.
The whole thing with HIV and AIDS, y'all expect for us not to think that you have a cure for some shit that you put out. it's just crazy to me, man, how much people make, and then how many people have to suffer from that
unnecessary.
Yeah, and people die because they can't. I was just looking at the article the other day. A guy couldn't get some type of transplant because he hasn't fully vaccinated, and I always thought that it was against the law to deny people from any type of medical attention. How serious this vaccination shit is getting now. Like you got to be vaccinated for fucking kidney. Like you know what I'm saying?
Me
Yeah, it's not even a guarantee because people can get infections. I know a woman who got a kidney transplant and ended up getting infection from the kidney transplant and died.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it's the whole pharmaceutical thing. Even with school, I encourage you to go to school. I feel like you should be smart and always outweigh your options. Don't feel like you're forced, because a lot of times our families do force us and make us feel like we have an ultimatum, especially as blacks. Either go to the military or go to school. You gonna go to the service? Yeah, you gonna. And what would you do with your life? You never know. It'll be lucrative for them.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that's something that I think we do have to work on.
It's too. I don't think
yeah.
that people speak on trades enough. Like it's you can see now, like every got a hiring sign, and it's like stuff that you need done that you can't get done because ain't nobody in the trade.
We definitely need the trade. We need more trade workers, and we need more people who. This is my thing too. Like you don't always have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be a business owner. Like it's a lot of work with doing that. And if we have everybody as a
It's like, yeah, I don't want to work for nobody, but when you work for yourself, you never off the clock. You legitimately working all day, every day, all night.
It takes a lot of work. I know it's a lot of things that I got my hands into, and especially now trying to push. And it's like you automatically think, well, I'm gonna do this, and then you realize when you do it, it don't be that easy. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dedication. Definitely got to be humble too, because you would then realize that support that you get from the community of your family, you ain't gonna get it like that, which is what I see now, even with me doing this podcast, of why people leave and expand, and people say, "Oh, you act like you brand new, or you act like you ain't from here." No, bro, I wasn't getting the attention that I needed to keep myself off.
With me, was here,
right? And then everybody, when you get to where you want to, everybody wants stuff for free or tell about. I know such you don't remember. Yeah, no, I don't remember. No. Yeah, so yeah, definitely though, man. More people should definitely look into trades, and we need more culture workers out here. Period, man.
You know how much money you can get just by like getting to agriculture? Mm-hmm. You could damn near get your house for free if that's the field like that you're gonna get in. Yeah. But again, that's like knowledge that you have to go get. It's so much stuff we've learned in like the last 2 years just because like being at home, getting knowledge, like
that's the pro of social media for real. Yeah. That's one pro of social media is that I know, especially for me, I've learned more stuff on here and Black culture on social media than I've ever learned. And I'm not saying that it's going to always be accurate, but at the same time, it makes me go look up what's going on.
Well, right now, especially with the governor we got, that's your bet, because baby, they not trying to teach it in school.
They're probably gonna get mad at me at this.
They gonna be mad at my episode.
Oh yeah, this is fine. You know, there's people out there that really think Governor Williams is our governor.
What? I know it is. It is though.
Yeah.
They really think you're good.
Like no lie.
No,
yeah. They really think.
Would you people?
No.
About people who are from Pensacola. He's not even from Pensacola. People who are from Pensacola really think he's a governor. I was watching a video live the other night of a young woman whose sister went missing a few years ago, and she said she got a reading done, and they told her where her sister was. Somewhere around the Cantonment area. So she was trying to form a search party to go look for her sister's body. And she said, I don't know why audio breaking up, but she said her a girl was like constantly tagging governor, like, can you put this together? Can you put search part together. You don't like, what the hell is y'all telling me that for? And I realized that people and have a conversation with other people really do think he's like the governor of Pensacola. Which,
and this is why it is so important to go get your knowledge, people.
yes, go get your knowledge. And too, we need more of us in those town hall meetings. We all seeing what the fuck Florida Power is doing right now.
Didn't they just have a town hall yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah. I wish I could
What
get
that
to
bill?
it.
Hi, baby.
170, normally 170, which is still high to me, but it went from 170 to 3.2.
Wow.
That's just when I checked it, because people saying their bills are still going up.
That
I saw
is
one girl post her
insane.
bill was $800, and well, the amount was $800.
I don't understand what we get same kind of power, ain't
Yeah, I'm be like a pilgrim around here. So goddamn, I had candles all in there.
I'm going back to living there. Them solar panels don't sound too bad.
Honestly, I think that's what we pay for real, is the solar panels. Because now all of a sudden, yesterday I think I shared the post, was that now they got some solar panels they put in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they're trying to do, and they're making us pay for it.
That's great.
But going into what we talking tonight, man, once again, I appreciate you for coming though. It's that a lot of young Black males go through in our community when it comes to getting hurt and trying to find that balance to pursue the things that you really want to do. For our community, we know that Black people, we excel in everything, okay, except for school shootings, okay. But
I was not expecting that.
Hey, but Black people excel in everything, but sports is something that we really, really get a lot of attention, and a lot of our Black people, they make a lot of money in sports. I know
we're breaking up real big.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying. I don't know what the hell going on. They internet services, but this ain't my internet service. Okay, put that out there. But we got audio still recording. That's how to be straight. So first thing I want to ask you is what made you gain passion for sports, or at least football? Or did you play more than one sport?
Well, my first sport I ever played was football, but I started trying to, like, my mama had me in golf. I played basketball.
I forgot you played golf.
Yeah,
he was like our little All-American.
Okay.
I tried different things, but ain't nothing really like grasped me like football.
Yeah.
And my first year playing, it was my brother playing, and I ain't really play that much. My brother's like, well, we're gonna all season. And that next season, I came back and I was playing. I was on the field, and ever since then, it was good. It just
Kept going.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. I used to, when I was a kid, man, I wanted to get real heavy into sports, but not having a father figure to encourage you. So I played a little bit at Brent Field, right?
Yeah.
And I had a good time, man. It's even some people that I knew back in the day that I still, kind of know. But I know that it takes a lot of dedication. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of dedication.
Hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
And to get where you want to get in that sport, you got to put in countless hours and time. It's real like blood, sweat, and tears.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in so much work to get where you want to be at.
Yeah. So who do you feel were your biggest supporters when you started your career in sports?
When I started playing, of course, my family, my mama. My mom was the loudest on the sidelines.
To this day, baby, you gonna hear Sonya.
My mom, my brother, my sister, just my whole family. They all my games. Then I got a girlfriend, and she was there.
Be playing deep again.
Yeah. Okay, but did you need that support though? Yeah. You need that support, man. You need that energy. Especially because I'm pretty sure any kind of sports that you play in, man, it's very tiring and it's tedious on your body. So you need the encouragement of family when you when you play any type of sports like that. So what happened with the whole thing, you getting hurt? Like, how did that come?
Okay, so this is my junior year in high school. This is the fourth game of the season. I went out for an out route. I jumped up for the ball. Two defenders came each side of my leg over him. Then my leg like out to the right side. So the doc came on the field. I had to snap my knee back into place, take me to the hospital. I ended up tearing every ligament in my knee. So I ain't had my knee was like basically like spaghetti. It wasn't nothing in it to hold it together. You know what I'm saying? So I really had to was through 3 surgeries to get the whole operation complete. And so I ended up doing 2. And I had to follow up with therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah. So how long ago did this happen?
This was my junior year in high school, so this was 2016.
Okay.
2016, yeah.
Okay. So after you were able, how long did it take you to finally be able to move around comfortably?
The severity of the injury, it was real bad. Like doctors told me, like I shouldn't even think about coming back to football. I should think about learning to walk and live my everyday life the regular way. Like, and so I used to go to therapy every day and keep me for hours doing strenuous workouts, whole workouts. I'm in pain, and every month checkup I go to the doctor say like things like you're not getting better, and they used to just be wear and tear on my mind. Like they put me in a dark place. Like, okay, well I'm not gonna get bad. I'm not gonna get better. Like, and I lost faith in God during that time, and I know my people, my loved ones around me, just telling me keep praying. Things gonna get better. You're gonna get back out there. And my mom decided to go for me to get a second opinion from another doctor. So when we went to the other doctor, he said, "How about you just have therapy here, just James Andrews and go breathe." And so he said, "Have therapy here. We'll let you go through our workouts and stuff for 3 months. Then you'll come back before your senior season, and we'll see how check everything out." So that was a smooth process. Everything went well, and when I went back for that final checkup, he cleared me to play. And I was made to go down like because I came a long way. Folks tell me I wasn't even gonna touch a football again. You know what I'm saying? So I just believed in God and pushing, and my loved ones made sure I was motivated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's how I just kept going.
Yeah. It's the point that you pointed out, which I was going to ask you next, was how did it affect you mentally? But it's a good point. For one thing, thank God for mothers who care. You know what I'm saying? Praying mothers. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes a big difference. One thing about mama, she might get on your nerves, but that's who you're gonna fall back on most of the times. You know what I'm saying? Especially in our community, you know, the position of a mother as a Black woman, period, is you know, they sit in a very high seat and they hold a lot of responsibilities. I know, funny, when you were saying like people were telling you what you weren't gonna do again. You have to be careful of the things that you speak upon people's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you feel it, sometimes you can't, just don't say it. Don't put it into the atmosphere.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
because not only is that you forming the energy around me, but then you form the energy in me mentally to where then I'm creating that in me to where I don't feel like I can make it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful. I even tell myself that when I feel like I want to say something that's a bit of a stretch, and I just, you know what, you ain't even got to say all that. You know, and I'm big on that. Even with my family can attest to that. When they get a little too negative, I be like, hey, chill out. Like, and I think that for a lot of us, sometimes we be so focused on what can go wrong, we neglect what could go right.
Right.
You know, so fortunately, you were able to, you know what I'm saying, get to a place where you could pull yourself out of that, and you had a support system. Because just think about how many people who don't have the support system. You know, I was just watching the show on Netflix, and it was that show. The guy from here, from Pensacola, a black guy, and he was telling his story how he came to be and what happened to him getting off the squad, and um, a lot of those kids, man, they never had the support, and so now you see them, it's like, dang, like you was a part of this organization doing XYZ that's well known, y'all all on TV, all over social media, and to now you been home like really doing nothing for real for yourself, and it's because people never was positivity to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we gotta do with each other as a whole. It's just like start speaking more positive things to each other. So right now, I know you want to go back to school. Like, what is your biggest motivation for going back to school? Like,
my biggest motivation for going back to school is, well, I've been going back to school to get my master's degree. So that's I always put money on the table.
Yeah.
Like I always had that to fall back on, and then I have 2 more years of eligibility. So why not knock those 2 years out, get my master's degree?
Right.
So I really want to play again, and I feel like if I was to go to a higher level in college football, like D1, D2, I could better my chances of going pro, because that's my overall goal. I want to go pro.
Yeah. So is there any schools in particular that you're looking forward to, or you want to go to, or you right now you just want to get yourself out there?
I want to get myself out there, but I mainly want to go to school like closer to home.
Yeah.
I was gone so far in Kentucky, and I have a child down here, so
true.
That was really like for me going to school so far away, and I want to be able to you know what I'm saying, if it's a couple hours away or even here, you know what I'm saying, I want to be able to still have that bond and relationship to where I can still see my child as much as I would like to.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's important. Because the thing about kids and especially with young kids, I know with my nephews and my brother, is that, man, no matter what you're going through, your kids gonna love you hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a lot of motivation. Yeah,
that's
you know.
Definitely the case. He is a superhero.
Yeah,
to his son.
And that's how my brother. Like, I know my brother. You know what I'm saying?
You just like, I hate to meet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But to his kids, like, man, and it's cool. It's actually rewarding to see, because we as black men have this stereotype against us when it comes to being black fathers. Right. So to see black fathers and for them to get, their kids around them all the time, majority of the time, to kill that stigma, which honestly I believe more black fathers are present than talked about.
Way better. Shout out to all the good fathers.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Appreciate that.
Yes, man. I love to call y'all all kind of stuff in the media, but we know what's up. We know what's up, man. We're gonna revert energy. Send it on back, send it to center, man. That's what I do all the time, man. I pray every time I pray. That's the first thing I say. Is praying for my downfall or anything negative to happen or anything positive. I ask that God reverse it and send it back to them. Yeah. So, when you say you wanted to get your master's, what were you wanting to get your master's in?
I want to get my master's in some like kinesiology or physical education, so I can kind of like something like.
Yeah. Okay. Do you like working with youth?
I love working with youth. Like, I feel like, but that's the next generation. So and like help them up.
Mm-hmm.
Help them up. Like I've been working with youth since high school, and we had city streets camps, and Coach will take us out there, and we'll coach up the young guys, and they'll be 8, 9, 10 years old. So ever since then, I really just had a passion for helping youth and seeing them.
Yeah. So I know with your son and him watching you go in, with your career and even hearing about your career now as a kid, would you encourage him to go into sports too when he become of age?
Oh yeah.
He'll tell you himself. He'll be like, I'm playing football, Tia.
Yeah, he'll tell you he playing sports. He said he running track, he playing baseball, basketball.
For real?
He won't do it all.
Because that's another way to express yourself.
Yes, and even not only positively, but when I know for a fact when you play sports, even when it comes to people with anger issues, sports are a good.
That's another. That's another
Yes.
thing. Like that's why I love football too. Like you out there, all the frustration build up in your day.
Yeah.
You go out and hit and gonna be done.
Mhm.
It's a violent sport.
Yeah. And I mean, we make a lot of money. A lot of people make a lot of money when it comes to playing football and playing sports. So like 5 years, like where you see yourself 5 years?
If I'm a pro, I'm definitely going to coaching somebody at a school, working towards owning my own training facility. But overall, my plan A is to go pro. Like I wanna make it, and I wanna be able to show my son like this is what your daddy was working so hard for. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
So when you were playing for sports, do you feel like younger black men have it harder than other ethnicities when it comes to pressure of I guess how can I put this? Exceeding the expectations. Do you think that black kids, or is there a difference when it comes to black youth and other ethnicities?
I feel like it's more pressure on us because it's more eyes on us. Like everybody always looking for us to mess up, for us to do something wrong. So it's all eyes on us. So we gotta exceed the expectation. We gotta be able to prove us and go out and show that we top tier, better than everybody else.
And the flip side to that too is that a lot of people in our communities look for sports outlet. You know, if you got somebody that's just got an ounce of talent, they're definitely like digging into them. Like, and you can, as football coaches now, like you go to a little league game on a Saturday, you'll see like the family, how they be on the sidelines, cussing kids out because you ain't, you missed that block or you dropped that ball, like not understanding that at the end of the day, they still a child. Yeah. This is something that they just enjoy doing. Yeah. But our community has already made it a job.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point though.
That's what my coach always used to tell us though. Just he'd say, remember this moment as you go through this game, act like you're that 5-year-old kid again that just want to toss the ball up and have fun and play. Yeah. And that's what it's really all about. It's about the excitement of the game. It's not a job. Like it's really fun. That's why I love it so much. That's why I plan my life around it, because that's why I love it. Like it was my first love.
Mm-hmm. I think with that, one of the reasons why that comes into play is because a lot of kids put their kids into sports, not necessarily for the benefit of the child sometimes, for the benefit of what you can be, because I know what this could do for our family.
Which is exactly what I was talking about. It becomes a job. Like they got to clock in. You got to be at every practice. You got to be there early. You got to stay late. You got harder. You got to make sure you making damn near no mistakes. Right. And you in Little League, you ain't even made it to high school yet. Right. Those are the pressures that they carry.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I see it all the time, especially.
I definitely don't see that in the cultures.
Yeah, because I think with a lot of other cultures, and I'm not like it don't happen, but I know what a lot of other cultures want whoever's playing out to for the passion to go out. Like we don't want to pressure you and you don't enjoy this. No, we want you to feel like you doing this for us. I think for us though, that for a lot of our people, that's what it's for. Like we know you could play. Yeah, because I'm somebody who has multiple sons. His kids play sports. His youngest son was like, well, I don't want to play for soccer. He was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But like,
it's still a sport.
It's still a sport. Yeah. And I always believe with kids, like, understand that children, while living with you, they have to go by rules. But don't turn your home into a dictatorship. Like, don't make them feel like they can't be themselves or they got to. Because I think that's what it is with a lot of black kids. And we sneak and do a lot of stuff because the I can't even happy. You come tell me why because you haven't made that. Yeah. So and I hate that for a lot of kids who do feel like they are forced, but then you have a lot of individuals who just want to play, and that's their passion is playing.
Yeah, I feel like we strip as a culture. We definitely strip like imagination
Oh yeah,
from kids too early.
Yeah.
And it kills their passion. Like it's not fun no more. They just
Yeah.
doing it because daddy said I gotta do it, or mama said I gotta do it.
Yeah.
This you gonna be our ticket out. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It definitely becomes too much.
Yeah. I think you have to sometimes ask the kid, just have simple conversations with what do you want to do? Even when you get annoyed with kids. I had made that post. I shared some kind of post the other day and the kid, I shared a post today. I made a post today about raising children and mannerism, you know. And my cousin commented on it, and she made a little comment, and a guy commented, he deleted his comment after, but he made a comment, was all like, I've been asked, we can't do it all the time. Sometimes when if a child does not know something is wrong, why should you jump to beating if they don't know that something is wrong?
That's a lesson as an adult. I could say at work, I've had that conversation with my supervisor. Like, how do you know? Like, am I supposed to know to ask a question or to say I need help with this if I don't know it's a problem? You got to allow people to make mistakes.
Got to. We make mistakes, even as adults. We make mistakes.
You're gonna forever make mistakes.
Forever make mistakes, and as kids, you have to sometimes just question your kids why you do this. So you know what I'm saying? What do you want to do? What made you feel that type of way? A lot of kids, you know, even back in the day, I've seen a post that was saying, "Oh, mama, I feel depressed," and mama was like, "Depressed, I'm dishes." You know what I'm saying?
That's accurate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You've heard it before.
But just imagine how many people had, especially as a black man, and everybody has their own baggage. You know what I'm saying? But I know as black men, it's a little different because you cannot be open with how you feel about certain things. And you have to walk a certain type of way, talk a certain type of way, be into certain type of things to even be considered and hold a certain financial status. I think in our community, we are the number one individuals who judge a person by their finances. You know, so for a black man, it's that I'm expected. Society is so much from you. Be strong all the time. And then even when you find brothers who you cool with, it's like they so mentally messed up too. Y'all know how to communicate with each other, or you can't outlet it. Might even because society makes them feel, oh, you on some soft shit, or you know what I'm saying, like because they don't know how to communicate. And even with now, you know, we got a lot of women who make comments to be like, you know, I can't stand a man who hang with his homeboys all the time, but you might not be peace at home. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's what people. Now I'm not saying because there are certain dudes who like to be with their homeboys all the time. I know, but you know, sometimes there might not be peace. I feel like you always got to check yourself. Like, what am I doing wrong? And like, you know, some people just don't feel like they do nothing wrong, which is wrong. Accountability. We talk about accountability every show. Every show we talk about accountability because it's important. It's important for adults and it's important for our community to finally own up to some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty.
In a little bit.
Yeah, because everything's in our face. I think so much going on with people's finances, the government, this COVID stuff, and to where it's forcing you to not only go by your traditional beliefs, but it's also forcing you to just be realistic with what's going on. And I have to adapt.
Evaluate some shit.
You do. And just imagine my great grandma about to be 94 in May. Like, just imagine, I think about how times have changed from her being a young girl in the 19 in Birmingham, Alabama, to being a 90-some-year-old woman now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can walk down the street, you can do what the hell you want to do now. But in that era, the Klan, like my grandma told the story, but the Klan hanging somebody on her street before, you know. So just imagine living in fear all the time. Right. You know, you have to live being poor because a lot of people were poor back then in the South, blacks. And times have definitely changed for the better, but times still changed. And I think a lot of kind of having a hard time to adjust. one thing I can say, man, hold on to tradition, but at the same time, one thing Walker said that was very was that if keep on that shit, they gonna put you in a museum. You have to adapt to the times, man. It is what it is. Our parents had to do it because even now, you know, we ain't do nothing like that. We ain't do this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was my time to see, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just have to experience stuff for yourself. So, so what would you say to your other athletes that is in your situation?
My athletes that's in my situation right now, I tell them, or that have been in any of my situations that I've been with, like due to injuries, or trying to get recruited to anywhere, or trying to go pro or anything, just keep grinding. You gotta stay consistent. Like you gotta stay ready so you don't get ready.
Right.
Like you gotta keep grinding. You gotta, cause faith without works is nothing.
Right.
And like you gotta have action behind you,
right.
so you don't be caught off guard about anything.
Right.
So when you get your opportunity, you can just blow with it.
Right. That's true, man. And I say it too. We didn't say this a few times on here. Faith without work is dead, and you definitely have to have faith in anything you believe in. I was just telling somebody that while I was on Clubhouse the other night. Like we all, especially now, we live in an era too where a lot of people are exploring different belief systems, and it's working for people. You know what I'm saying? But we all have faith, and I can't knock you from having faith in what you believe in. Which is another thing that's crazy to me. One thing about Black people, you see our brothers like, man, we ain't on that shit. You on some creepy shit. When I heard this, but then we'll go. But then you a woman go to a nigga owned by who got boot their ancestors and all kind of stuff. And it's like it's the same thing. Get it from us. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, now we definitely have to adapt, and you definitely have to just have faith. Keep pushing yourself, man. One thing I even found out with me is that as individuals, Black people, whether you're Black or white, we have to work twice hard, 3-4 times as hard. You know what I'm saying, to make shit work for us. And even if we are the same, a lot of different ethnicities love well. I work for this, not it's totally different. I can go into an establishment, and because of my skin color, man, I remember when I went and applied for the docs paying money, and the woman who called me, she was like Arabic or something. She was like, "Are you sure?" She called me back. Was like, "Are you sure you're gonna come to the interview?" So I was like, "Yeah," because people ain't been coming to the interview. So I'm like, "Bro, making $24 an hour, and they ain't coming to the interview." Yeah. So I'm gonna be there. Got there 30 minutes early. I kid you not. My interview probably was 5 minutes, right? I get up there, the white dude talk. Yeah, have you heard of also? I used to work out. So, yeah, I heard that, but I ain't trying to go to Mobile. Oh, we got another facility in Mobile. They pay a couple dollars, a few dollars less. Well, I'm not trying. I'm in Pensacola. Like I interviewed for the interview. Right on my paper, right in different jobs to go apply for, and then go ahead and tell me, yeah, because you know we're not racist here. We let in. And so I looked at it, I said, well, I hope not. Because what did that even come from in the conversation? Yeah. And then y'all need people that bad. But then it clicked to me. This is why she said that people were not coming. It wasn't that people wasn't coming. It's that Black people were coming, turning them around. And right now, like people gonna get what's coming for them. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that with karma, period. Even if I don't do it, spirit gonna do it, and you just have to let people be people. You know, I used to really get really pissed because my own personal experience when I was in the military. I know how people can be, and I had to pray long and hard, like God, please take that off of my chest. I don't want to hate nobody, but it's like everything do. That shit get on my nerves. yeah, it get on my nerves. But I try to create, positive karma around me. And with that is you have to change the people you hang around, even the food that you eat for real, which I'm still working on that, man. Because I'm still working on that. But you have to change a lot of things around your mindset to, you know what I'm saying, be who you want to be. And so you definitely have to, if you wake up in the morning, man, like Mary J. Blige said she had to tell herself, "Good morning, beautiful." If you got to tell yourself that, tell yourself that, man. For the first time last year, I told myself I love me for the first time, and I couldn't believe I said it. I couldn't believe I said it. Not because I couldn't believe I said it because I can't believe that I never said it.
Right.
Yeah,
It took me this long to say that to myself.
like, and it was crazy, especially for being a man, because you got so many other things thrown at you. You got so many other things mentally. You don't even know how to deal with yourself and your own emotions for real, which I think is why a lot of men we have like relationship issues. You know what I'm saying? Because we trying to get this shit together. But it's really motivating to see that you know kept your eye on what was important to you, and you believed in yourself and let your injury hold you down.
Yeah.
And for people who gonna tonight, motivate, it will be a motivation. Then we ain't gonna say hopefully. You know, it'll be a motivation to them to do the same thing in all aspects of life.
Yep.
You know, because that's very important. It's what's going on right now, man. It's a lot of stuff going on, like I said before, that will bring you down for real. And I know we had some people, I don't know, hopefully our hearing is a little better, but I had somebody that was gonna chime in tonight. I'm still waiting to see if they're gonna chime in. But we had some people that had a couple questions, because I do know a couple people like I said who wanted to get into sports, so they had the same situations going on. And that's another one thing. Like, what made you not want to just give up and go to the streets? Because a lot of people who I do know who have been hurt, that's what they did. They came back home and they just went straight to the streets.
I got friends in that predicament, in that
Yeah.
situation, and I see the route that they going, and I got eyes looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm the father figure, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta set a positive example for myself, and it's already hard enough being a black man, so I feel like I set a good example and be better, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just following my dreams, and I just want to teach my son and teach the ones around, teach everybody around, just keep going.
And it's cool. I really appreciate you for even telling your story tonight openly, because some people this might be a small step, but just like we said earlier, faith that work is dead, and everything that you do to get yourself a step closer to what you want to do is gonna count. You know what I'm saying? So you even being here tonight, it's gonna count. You know what I'm saying? Because God, He might not say nothing then. It's already written. You know what I'm saying? And two, I am a believer that we are sometimes blessed enough to write our own destinies and pave the way for yourself. And that's what a lot of us have to do sometimes. And that's what you're doing with yourself. It's just, man, just always keep the faith, even when it's getting a little hard, because it's going to get hard. But we had that with that old church song, I don't believe He brought me this far to leave me. And that's true. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, but Jesus had to bear a cross. So, yeah, you got this tote your cross too, but what you gonna make out of it, you know? So I really appreciate you for coming here tonight. You got,
I appreciate you for having me
too, because your mom look like she ain't play either. So, so I know that played a big factor too. But that shows though you respect your mother, and that's very important, man. Man, I always say, man, you in through history and in the spirituality that I'm in, we were always the only curse that you can't get rid of is the curse of a mother. And that is why when you're a child and our grandparents, when you fall out with daddy, that might be one thing. But when you fall out with mama, people, you better talk to your mama, boy. And people don't understand where that comes from. Right. That's where that comes from. That comes from African tradition, because we knew if your mama said this is going to happen to you, then 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen. I never forget, man, I had an aunt who told my great grandmother, she told her she was going to help you down your feet. And my great grandma told her, I bet you go before me. And she did. She did. And so you have to be very careful. You have to respect your mom. Even when you don't want to hear my mom, I'm like, hey, I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, mom, I'm finna go to the house. I'll holler at you later. And, you know, sometimes I don't like you walk away from them either, but I'm doing this for my own. You know what I'm saying? It's too, at becoming an adult, you ain't let talk, you know, any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a way to do everything respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So God bless her, and it's a blessing to even have somebody that motivate you like that, man. Because
and her discernment is so crazy. Like she is definitely spiritually led, and so she was. I would say, just watching from the sideline, she was definitely one of his main motivators. Times he would, be down and cry. Like she just, I don't even know where the words would come from, but she just speaks so much life into him. And so I know he's grateful for her. I'm definitely grateful for her. Of course, being the only girl, we both kids growing up.
oh, could you like her?
I don't think she think I'm like her. I am now, though. Like she my best friend now, but
yeah.
Of course, you don't be trying to hear what your mama's saying. You don't get it till you get older. When she be, you don't think I done done them things before. I done been there, done that. Like, no, like your generation different from mine.
Yeah. They had free me.
Like they done the same things. Like history repeat itself. So
definitely. Then the older you get, the more you realize that you become more like your parents.
I know how many times I dust against stuff. We did it anyway, and it turned out.
Yeah, they know.
So many times.
I got a grandma. She like that, man. She'll tell you something. You better not do that, or I'll bring somebody around. And she'll be like, I don't trust them. Something happens. I told you. He was right, but we all like to see for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We like to see for ourselves. And one thing I can say, everybody has discernment, right? But women are more in tune with theirs. And for us men, we'll know then we'll go and do it. We'll be like, man, I knew better. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew. Yeah, I knew not to do that. Some told me not to do that. We gotta work on that. Work on your ovary. Work on thinking better. But if as women really got it, really got it good. And it's really good to have. I know me and my mom, I pick up on both traits, my dad and my mom. When the older I get, the more I can been around my nephews, I can see like, oh, bro, you turning into them. Like, and I already got an old ass soul. You know what I'm saying? So my nephews get in my car, they know, ain't no motherfucking young thug, ain't none of that up in here. I'm finna blues us and motherfucking Bible. But sit back over here. Hey, you been sit back over here, but it's a foot. Pat your foot. What?
Let me connect to the Bluetooth.
Shit. The only thing they better ask too is a leapfrog in the back seat, man. Because I'm big on education now with kids. We got to day on our kids with this education stuff, man. Because a lot of kids giving up, and they making it hard. Especially, man, you go to different states and they be like, you Florida rights, FCAT. I don't know if they still got either one.
I don't think they got.
I got a 6 on my Florida rights test. So that made me feel like I was feeling myself well after high school. After that, but you go to other states and they don't have those type of things. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn.
Florida setting us up to fail.
It's a lot of stuff. And then you get out of school and you're like, damn, I don't need that for real. You know? Yeah, most of the stuff we learn from social media.
But I watched something the other day that said they want you to go to school to learn the traditional things because it keeps you from learning the things that you need to learn.
That is true. And I say that even when you talk to people and they say, I saw a dude share a post that just because I talk white, does not, what it's about not talking white. Talking white does not, or talking intelligence does not mean that I'm talking white. Right. The thing is, just because you might not talk like that does not make you less intelligent. Right. As black people, English is in our name. Well, we talk with slang because we had to learn this language. We come from a whole language system. You know what I'm saying? So don't belittle nobody because they might not talk and know how to enunciate every goddamn word that was talked to them from fucking Caucasian individuals.
Definitely can't judge a book by its cover.
You can't.
I think that's a main thing with him too. Is like a lot of people will dislike him because of his size. Like for the positions he's played, he's always been smaller. Like he's always been
I was watching the video.
But he by far is one of, like, if nothing else, you're not gonna outwork him.
Yeah.
And I tell anybody, I stand 10 toes on that. You're not gonna outwork him. What? Just 22? 22 years of living. I've never seen anybody as focused as he when it comes to football. Like it could be hot as hell early in the morning. You know, we get up, just start day. This nigga gone. He hit the bluffs, working out by himself. Like
That's what's up. Yeah.
I ain't never been no self starter, not like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm more of a self starter now, but the dedication that to perfect his craft, like I feel like he gonna get where he needs to be, just based off of it.
So, is there anything that you like beside hobbies you like to do besides football?
Is there any hobby, sir?
No,
Football.
not for real. I literally spend all day watching highlights. Like,
Yes, bro. That's all he do. Twitter.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy playing like the piano and stuff. Like back when I had lessons.
Yeah.
When I was younger, but nothing really grabbed my attention. But besides football,
Yeah. You could go in his room and it'll just be like a 2-hour highlight tape of like top 10 running backs or some shit like that playing YouTube. He don't even be paying attention to it. Just be on. Like he'll glance up every now and then, like he'll be on his phone. But it's football 24/7. He the only person I know that's got their own fat head. You know what a fat head is? So it's like football players used to be able to wear them. You probably still can. Of like your favorite football player, and it'd be like a life-size cutout of them to put on your wall.
Oh, that's what your mom was.
He got his own fat head. Like,
okay.
The only person I know who got that head of themselves. Yes. Like,
okay.
That's on the wall at my mom's house.
Yeah, I saw that in the video too. She was selling out of it. Okay. That makes sense. Then that makes sense. Now, man. Hey, were you going to Captain?
Huh?
With that? With
your Murder Grove?
No, that was Little League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Murder Grove.
And maybe because it was so big. Yeah.
He wasn't even high school yet.
Yeah, because that was like, damn. Yeah, when I looked at it, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You look grown, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that even shows though with your spirit, though. You got the energy, man. That's always gonna attract you to the right things. But I was, just listen to God, man. And sometimes God gonna put you in some places that you ain't gonna feel comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, He shows you that He wants you to go because man, you healed. And you could have been in jail, you could have been dead. We see what's going on now. All into drugs, on drugs, man. Because these people are on lean and everything here now. So that's really good that you kept a level head. But I know too.
Well, I want like this to touch as many ears as possible. Like he really has something to offer any team. Like he'd be an asset to. So
whether it be local or anywhere. Let's put that out there too.
Period.
Man. So, any closing things you want to say, Ryan?
No, I appreciate you for having me.
Where to find you at?
My Facebook, Jaylen Fortune. My YouTube, find Jaylen Fortune. Just type on Instagram, _24. GJ23 is my Twitter.
Yeah. And y'all will see it because I also post all of his tags on my page, on my podcast page. If y'all don't follow G Spot Podcast, make sure y'all follow. Y'all see the logo right up there. Y'all see the logo up there. Make sure y'all follow. You got anything you want to close with? Man, make sure y'all, before you get into anything, make sure y'all get these unicorn candy. I mean, yeah, unicorn candy 850, and I love the fact that it's a Nubian woman up on that too.
I mean, why not have me on it?
Yeah. Yeah. So you got anything you want to close with?
Just I hope that anybody that's struggling like with any passion, they feel like they're not going nowhere or nothing, that hopefully, Jaylen's testimony can be a testament to where you can go. Don't give up on yourself. Keep faith, keep believing in God. Don't listen naysayers, because he done had some real ugly stuff said to him. Coaches, they told him he ain't never gonna be nothing. He ain't going nowhere. And it's like, if you don't have the right mental strength and faith in yourself, like that could really stop somebody. That could deter somebody from doing what they want to do. So just keep paying attention to who in your corner. Stay away from negativity, and you might get to another team.
Yes. Yeah. And like one thing I want to point out what you just said, man. Murdering somebody does not always meaning that you go the physical, but you can also murder people with words that you say. So you have to be very mindful of other things that you say. But low vibrational people, that's what they feel like they have to, because I ain't make it to where I want to be. Like, bro, like, what did you with yourself? That's what I be thinking. You know what I'm saying? I talk about this, man. Never get offended by regular people. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong to be regular, but when you have something in you to be an outstanding individual, then you gotta be humble at the same time, be appreciative, and wear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get offended by regular people. Like what are you doing?
How long you been using the chosen one?
Since like 7th grade.
Like at 7th grade, do you really feel like you understood what being a chosen individual would it really entail?
In 7th grade, I was hating to go to church.
And so like he called himself the chosen one since middle school, and I that's another thing. It's like I feel like he spoke that over himself, not even knowing like how far he goes.
Affirmations.
Yeah.
And start off young with it.
Yep.
Affirmation.
The original, the chosen one. Let everybody know.
Yes. That's good. What's up? And I really appreciate y'all for coming with us. Now we need you back up on here. We're gonna get you a show to really find out. It's gonna be a show that your mom probably ain't gonna want to watch, but really get to know who you is too, even on there.
Hit him up on all his media. He's definitely willing.
Yes, and we're gonna post this social media on my podcast page, and on my. And if y'all haven't, make sure you follow my Instagram too, the G Spot Podcast on Instagram. Same logo. Y'all see him and highlights from this show on there. Appreciate his sister Candace in bed, and make sure that man, y'all check out her drinks. And me, y'all know if the drink ain't right, I'm gonna tell you it ain't right. I would just be like, the whole time. You would heard shit about the drink.
Facebook statuses as you had about your lights out.
What? Boy, look. She used to you know, I used to go have fun at the Elks. You know, she was one of them witnesses when I used to go. I mean, things a little different now for me. But
living on the wild side.
Yeah, I was on the wild side. Ooh, that very long time. I didn't know my name. But you know, I ain't know that no more. You know, the can't like that no more.
Talk about the recovery too long.
Recovery too long, man. So like I appreciate y'all. May God bless y'all. God will bless you to do what you want to do and what you're supposed to do, man. And I really appreciate you for coming. Appreciate y'all for checking in tonight. For the ones who had issues with the audio, I ain't gonna say my bad because it's not my bad, but next time it's gonna be better. And I hope y'all have a good, safe night tonight. Be looking for us each and every Thursday here in the G Spot Podcast. If y'all can't watch, make sure y'all download the Real Women Radio 365. That's RWR Live 365 app, and y'all can listen on there. And starting next week, y'all will be able to listen on Clubhouse, which I post the Clubhouse link. And y'all have a good and blessed, safe night tonight.